Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. In this video we're going to focus on creating a floor plan in floorplanner.com. It's changed names several times in the past. It is now known as FloorPlanner at floorplanner.com. If you're watching this video, most likely you're in my class and you already have an account. This is going to be built on an educational account. However, I'm not going to be using any additional tools beyond what the free account provides for you. Moving forward in future videos, we are going to take advantage of the paid license or the educational license where we can add second floors and so forth. Today I want to focus just on building upon what you already have had experience with, which was basically interior decoration. Working on an interior 12-foot by 12-foot remote learning space. And at this point, we're going to expand our understanding into how we can either replicate a floor plan that we found online or use it as creative inspiration. So moving forward, what we're going to do is we're going to take use of a website. There's a variety of websites out there that can provide free floor plans. A lot of real estate websites will actually have floor plans tied to their listings, so you can actually take a look at what is for sale, and then also how that thing that is for sale is designed. And then you could use that floor plan as creative inspiration. So I found some floor plans in the city of Del Mar in California, specifically talking about accessory dwelling building units, and it's an actual interesting story about why these were built and why they're available and what's available for public use, but that's for a whole different day. So for today we're not going to focus on the actual what is an ADU and what was the story behind the grant program that funded this. But moving forward, we're going to scroll down and take a look at some of these designs that you have here. And this is 446 square feet. Okay, so they're generally designed to be fairly small. This one's 793. This is 755, and so forth. So you can take your pick. I'm using this as an example. The link is in the comments. So if you want to go to this actual site, you can do so. I'm going to be taking use or making use of Lightshot, which is a screenshot program, but you can do what I'm about to do with pretty much any screenshot program. There are CAD files available and there are PDFs available. I found out with doing this, practicing before I made this video, that putting in the PDF purely the way as it is does not quite work because it fits things into a portrait perspective, and if you put in a PDF that is landscape, it squishes it and makes it really tall and skinny, and it distorts the layout. So we're going to actually take a screenshot. So I'm going to click on the PDF itself, and I'm going to view the PDF as you can see here. Rather than taking this PDF and putting it directly into the program, I grab a screen capture, and I'm going to screen capture the floor plan. As you can see, there are dimensions, everything that's called out. I'm going to save it. As you can see, I already have it saved as floor plan 1. I'm just gonna, I guess I'll save over that floor plan just to show as an example. So we'll override it. You could save this anywhere that you can easily retrieve it. At this point, I just put it in my downloads folder. So if I'm gonna design this building or this layout, this is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 955 square foot single floor layout. If we added obviously a second floor, you could assume that if it's the same square footage that the numbers would double. So moving over to our floor planner, you want to obviously log into your account, as you can see here that I have, and I'm going to create a simple floor plan laid out just because like I said, I want you to see how this is done, with basically a simple template that you can find online yourself. So in terms of project, I'll just call this sample create. Obviously, if you have addresses and specifics in mind for what you're creating, then obviously that would be where you would fill out that information. But moving forward, we're actually going to upload before we've done empty plan. Room Wizard is literally asks you questions about what you want and so forth. We're going to click upload. I'll show you how to get here outside of starting a new file in a little while. So we're going to choose the file, and we're going to grab floor plan, and we're just going to hit open. You give it a minute to load. Okay, and at this point you have some settings here on the left. On the left here you can rotate this by 90 degrees, or if you need to do a 45 or whatever, how visibly transparent this is or not. We can shut it off afterwards. So how do you want to see this? I'm going to keep it kind of gray, fairly transparent. And then at this point, you have to click this button here. It says draw a line next to something you know the real life size of. Since we have dimensions, if you can take a look at any one of these, but for specifically my example, right here is 12 feet. I know it's 12 feet because this arrow specifically points to it. So I'm going to draw a line from point A to point B and then say that it's 12 feet. And then what that does is it actually scales the drawing that you just put in to the actual units that we're going to be using. So that reminds me of another thing. We're going to switch to feet instead of meters. And then we are going to click this line, and we're going to click point A, and then we're going to click and release point B. Now this is an approximation, but this is good enough for what we're doing. And then I'm going to put 12 apostrophe enter. So at this point, our drawing is pretty much set up, and then we can close this X. If we ever wanted to get back to that setting or discard this background, we go to background right here, which is in the tool drawer where the hammer is at the very bottom, and you just click the trash can, and then this template will go away after you've drawn, let's say, your floor plan. So let's do that really quick. So I'm going to click draw wall. This should be 12 feet from point A to point B approximately. Let's see. So we're at 12 feet, 2 1/8 inch. So that's pretty decent in terms of accurate layout scale. So we're just going to kind of draw on top of the floor plan lines that you have put into here as the template. And I'm gonna rush through this because once again I want to demonstrate this, not necessarily perfect it in the video. This is where you would be making sure these lines are perfectly horizontal and they're snapping to the grid and they're snapping to each other. But at this point I have a simple layout exterior wise. I did not define the walls in terms of thickness. I'm completely ignoring that concept at this point. I want to draw a wall out here. You press escape to end your wall drawing session. And at this point, you're just going to create the general layout that you see here. Now, one of the things that I should make a point of is I'm going to go all the way across here, even though there's supposed to be a door. We can add the doors later. The doors will cut the holes in the walls themselves naturally. So if there's a door there, just draw it as if it were solid. As you can see what I'm going to do here. This specific wall should actually have been extended. So at the moment, for something simplistic, we're just going to kind of extend that at that point. Okay, we can add a door to that later. So we would then obviously go through and pick off and add these details and so forth, and you would actually have your layout. So at this point with this assignment, I want you to find a sample floor plan. You can use the ones that I've sourced in the actual video, or you can go online and find your own. The idea is you're going to import your background. You're going to change the scale of it so that it's accurate. And then on top of that, you're then going to draw the walls on top of the floor plan and then decorate it the way that you see fit in terms of how the building should be used, how it should be, I guess, taken advantage of. Is it a house? Is it a store? Is it a office? Is it a hospital, and so forth? So decorate these as you see fit, but it shouldn't be more than one floor. You're going to do a single floor, and you're going to find a template online of your choice, screen capture it, save it as an image, put it into FloorPlanner, and then use it to create your walls. So I'm just going to finish this up just so you can kind of see this wrapped up. Because this is a closet, I'm going to close this and add doors theoretically later. So if we switch over to the 3D floor plan, as you can see here, the layout is pretty much there. The doors, of course, are not. That's something that needs to get wrapped up. But once again, we have our completed floor plan that we grabbed from this website as the accessory building. And it almost looks as if this is the program that was used to draw the actual layout. At this point, that concludes this video. Hopefully this gave you enough insight into, once again, how to add your own template and how you'd go about doing it. I'm going to delete my background now, and now it's gone, right? And it was almost like it was never there. So at this point, I'm going to leave you to try to do this, and we'll add more to your understanding in future videos.